Hey, good evening. 716 Delta Mike here. Thought we would do another live stream this evening. Thought we'd fly out of Houston. Hadn't flown out of here in a while. This is the United Hub, Kilo India Alpha Hotel. Like a short flight up to Memphis, Tennessee tonight. Flight time's roughly 1 hour, about 58 minutes. We've got GSX Pro tonight. We've got a little bit of ForeFlight here with us to use, and then we will also pull up our Sim Toolkit Pro, do a look at that. We will do our SimBrief integration into Cockpit inside of Microsoft. Let's jump inside the cockpit real quick, and we haven't done anything other than request some ground power. We haven't even fired the plane up yet, so let's go ahead and see what we can do here. So we will get the batteries on, emergency lights, and we will hit some ground power. Go ahead and hit the chime into the, is already in the, alright, auto position. Get our logo light on, position lights are already on and in check. And we will go ahead T1 and oops, pardon me there, we are on ground power, and we'll take a look here and get our navs into the align phase here. There we go. This will get us started. So let's see, we did an update to GSX Pro, so let's see what will happen if we request catering here.
Catering vehicles are on their way.
And we will see if we actually get automatic door openings here. Hopefully that's been resolved, but we shall see. They supposedly have added the 737-900ER and the 737-900 profiles into GSX Pro, so we're hoping to have a little bit of help there. A few little malfunctions. We're running FSLTL traffic as well to get a little bit of activity here. We are also going to connect to Vatsim, and that reminds me we should go ahead and do that now. Connect here. And so there we go. Oops, server not found, USA East, please sign in. Let's double check here. Alright, are we going to have some, maybe we have a server issue tonight. Vatsim server. East US 2. Apply. Okay. And connect. There we go. There's Vatsim connection. Not sure what kind of Vatsim traffic we actually have here. We got a couple planes coming in here in the back for landing, or send them in the pattern. Here comes our catering vehicles over. Looks like we got Houston ground online, Houston ATIS, so let's go ahead and take a look at Houston ATIS here. We got information Delta, ILS runway 13 right approach in use, runway departure runway 22. That's kind of not realistic according to real world, but that's okay. We had planned for 15 left for departure, so let's see if the doors start opening up here, or if I'm going to actually have to automatically select that. They did line up into the right location. Oh, and the doors are opening back here tonight, so that's good. Automatically. And we'll take a watch up here on the front, and that one is opening as well. So, hey, good news. GSX Pro has seemed to come to life here, so hopefully we'll get the same thing when we're loading up our cargo tonight. So let's jump back on the inside here, and let's see what we can get going here. So let's go ahead and do our SimBrief profile. Let's fetch that. Take a look at some of our information here for tonight's flight. So we are United 4155. We are a Boeing 737-900ER. Departure out of Kilo India Alpha Hotel. That is Houston. Elevation 96 feet. Destination into Memphis, Elevation there is 341 feet. Our alternate tonight is St. Louis. We'll cruise at an altitude of 350. And cost index was set to auto and SimBrief, and that pulled in 11. I'm probably going to bump that up to a cost index of 30, 35. Expected airtime flight, 1 hour, 7 minutes. And our routing here, SimBrief had planned us out on 15 left on the Lyric 8 departure, Lyric transition, and then we'll come into Memphis on the Holbrook 3 arrival at the ELD transition. And you'll have to forgive me not knowing what ELD is right off that VOR, but let's take a look. That's the El Dorado VOR. So pull that up here on the screen, and we're pulling that right out of ForeFlight there. So that is the El Dorado VOR, and you can kind of get a good picture of what our flight plan looks like there. So let's get that off here. Take a look at our payloads this evening. We're going to be taking block fuel 15,453 pounds. We got some reserve fuel of 2,391. Our alternate fuel 4,398. So that'll give us a total FinRes for 6.8 roughly, 6,789. Zero fuel weight today, 139.1. And we're going to be carrying a payload of 158 passengers and cargo. And we are waiting for your action to close the right rear. So we should be through cargo 8,690 pounds. So, all right. And we are good there. So let's go down below. Let's move this over here just for a minute. And it says wanting my action. So we can go ahead and go to doors. And we can go ahead and take the... Let's see. App door is open, so... Oh, that's weird. Oh, it had already closed, so I'm not sure what it was triggering. So let's close that back. So, yeah, looking out here, it has already closed. So, all right. Looking good there so far then. So GSX Pro working as is expected. Let's go ahead and then... Let's go ahead and request some boarding. How about that? And we'll request the boarding.
Boarding requested.
You know, what we didn't do was... reload our SimBrief here.
Do you want to board crew? Passengers boarding starting.
Probably should hit that button, but that's all right. All right. Boarding has started. We're going to rock PACX tonight too, so let's go ahead and go menu and start a flight. And we're going to go ahead and import that in. We'll fly with our career mode, and we are going to be a United Airlines captain this evening. And we'll go to next. We are going to be equipped with Wi-Fi, and we are going to be equipped with the in-flight entertainment center system. So we are a 900. There we go. And next. And we will skip the boarding music. We will play the custom safety flight briefing here. So let's go ahead and take a look at boarding music and airlines and United, and we'll take the 737-900. And there's our boarding safety demo, and there we go. We'll go ahead and hit start. So this should give us a in-flight entertainment. Yep, there's our in-flight entertainment center with our route showing. So that's realistic from what it's like flying in the actual aircraft. If you have the headrest, and you can look around. And on a real airplane, you would see that in-flight entertainment center. Looks very much like that on the aircraft. That's a pretty neat feature of PACX. So, all right, back up into the cockpit then. Let's get a little bit of lighting going on here because we're late in the evening. I did set the time back 4 hours just to give us a little bit of daylight, but it's possibly going to get dark, and it's cloudy as well and rainy. So in Houston, so we'll turn that up. We'll get just a little bit of lights here, and over here on the first officer side, we got lighting there. We'll go up to the upper panel here, and let's get a little bit of lighting going on up here as well. And take a look up here. So we're 8 minutes to our nav alignment. All right, so we do have the cargo doors have automatically opened, and we're waiting on our luggage now to come on out so they can start that loading as well. That rear door here needs to be closed though, because we don't need that. So let's get that closed. We'll be all boarding here from the front. So, all right, let's go ahead and get to the FMC here, and we will go to pause in it, and we will Kilo India Alpha Hotel. And we'll put that as our reference airport. Go to the next page. We're going to grab our left side GPS here. We'll paste that into the clipboard. Go back one page. Set the IRS position. And now we have our position. We'll go to our route. We'll go ahead and paste our origin up here. We'll request our flight plan. We'll do that as an import. And here's our Houston to Memphis route here. So we'll go ahead and select that. And select and request. And we will give that a minute to get itself loaded up here. Take a look around the airport here. FSLTL's got a little bit of traffic here with us. Still waiting on the bags to arrive here. So far, the only thing I've really found with the PMDG that doesn't really work well with FX or GSX Pro is the refueling. So we're just going to set the fuel ourselves manually here in just a few minutes as boarding gets a little bit closer to complete. All right, so the flight plan is ready to load, so we're going to go ahead and hit load here. And the uplink is loading. That'll take just, there we go. And we can go ahead and activate that and execute. We are United Airlines 4155 tonight. So let's go ahead and put that information in here. We'll take a look at our legs, and here we are. We're going to need our departures here. And real quick, we need to take a look at Houston ground, which is 21.9. So let's go ahead and 21.9 it here. See if we can't get a hold of Houston ground. Double check. Get our scratch pad up here on the iPad, and let's clear this out here. And we were information Delta, and expected route today is going to be the Lyric 8 Lyric transition, so we will IFR KMEM Lyric 8 Lyric transition we'll expect as filed. And let's go back over here. We'll take a look at our plate. And this would be the Lyric departure. Top altitude is 16,000, so let's go ahead and put this down right here. And we'll file for 350, probably in 10. And let's go ahead and give ground a call. And Houston ground, United 4155, information Delta, looking to copy IFR over to Memphis.
Yeah, 4155 that was?
Affirm, United 4155.
United 4155 Hobby ground. Are you confirm you're at Hobby and not Houston Intercontinental?
We are at Kilo India Alpha Hotel.
Yes, United 4155, that is Houston Intercontinental. I am Hobby ground, the Houston Airport south of downtown. Here at looking here to the airport north of downtown.
Affirm. Well, in that case, we will go back over to Unicom and we'll pick up ATC along the way then. Thank you.
No problem. You good?
All right, so we do not have ATC online here for where we are. So that was my fault. So let's get that off here and let's go ahead and plan for our regular departure as planned. So I was planning for runway 15 left to get out of here. So let's go with the departure. We'll take 15 left, and we are looking for the Lyric 8, and that will be Lyric transition is what it is. So we'll get that, and then we'll go back to our approach here for Memphis. And Memphis is landing south. We're going to plan for runway 18 center, and that's coming in on the Holbrook 3, and that'll be the El Dorado transition. So we'll go ahead and select that. Execute and take a look at our legs here. So departure out of here, heading 149 for 2.6 miles for expecting radar vectors after that. And then first waypoint along the way will be Nitke, and then Petey, and then Dar. So we're looking good there on the actual route itself. So legs route, we'll go back to route here. We'll go to perf in it. And we will pull back up our SimBrief here. So, and this is where this is a really handy tool if you don't have this SimBrief panel imported into Microsoft Flight Sim. Highly recommend it. So cruise level 350 for tonight's flight. So we'll go ahead and set 350 there. We'll go to our weather tab here. Average wind 231 at 76. Top of climb is 231.94, which is what we're going to go for our cruise wind. So we will set 231/94. The cruise, and then we will go back to our payload here. Zero fuel weight should be 139.08, but I tell you what we're going to do real quick. We're going to zoom right over here. We're going to go back to this menu here. We're going to go to FS actions and fuel, and we are going to set our block fuel at 15,453, and we'll set that right here, and we'll return, and we're going to go ahead and set our payload, which zero fuel weight tonight. Well, let's just go ahead and do it the right way. So we have 158 passengers. So let's put 12 in the front. 158, that'd be 148, so 146 in economy. So 146 and 12 should give us a grand total of 158 passengers. Cargo is 8,690, so let's go with 4690 right here in the front cargo bay, and we'll go with 4,000 in the aft cargo bay. So that'll give us our 4690. That gives us a zero fuel weight of 139.1, and that matches up here with 139.1. So if you ever need a good SimBrief profile, I can link that. Maybe after this flight's over, I'll link that into the description of this video, and hopefully we can share that with you as well. So we've got one of those working this really well. So, all right, SimBrief profile is in. So let's go ahead and close that. We'll click this once, and that should bring our zero fuel weight in, and it does indeed. And close that window just a little too soon. We'll go back to our payload, and we're looking for our reserves. Our reserves is going to be our FinRes plus alternate. So it's these two numbers together, which is going to be 6.8. So 6.8 right here. And we're going to go with a cost index of 35 because, I don't want to go with a cost index of 11. I had that set from Auto and SimBrief. So that's going to be executed in one limit here. And we're getting an unable 290 at Otis. I will show you how to clear that up here momentarily. All right, so we're going to derate for our takeoff out of here to 95%. We'll go out at a climb profile. And we will go to takeoff here, the flaps 5 departure, and our CG should be 25.7 with trim of 5.14. So we'll go back here, let's zoom over just a little bit here, and let's go ahead and adjust our trim now. All right, trim set. And let's go ahead and clear that. And one thing I wanted to do was go up here on the overhead. Let's go ahead and get our electric hydraulic pumps, or electric pumps in place here. And we're getting closer to ready here. So we'll finish up on the FMC, and then we will get up top and get things going. And we will also take a quick look here at our boarding and see how much boarding is how much more boarding we lack here. So we got a lot of passengers already in place, but still got some coming on board. It's set to realistic mode right now, so no big hurry here. All right, so 25.7 CG, trim of 5.14. So we got V1 of 146, V2 of 14, our VR of 148, and our V2 155. We will go on the autopilot pedal here and roll this around to 155. There's 155. While we're up here, we'll go ahead and get Flight Director 1 on and Flight Director 2 on. And we will go ahead and set VNAV and LNAV. And we'll get our top altitude set at 16,000. We pulled that off with the departure plate, so there's 16,000 set. And let's go ahead and get our range rings turned on here.
Gentlemen, welcome aboard. This is your flight attendant speaking. At this time, please be sure to make sure all large carry-on items are in the overhead bins and your small items are underneath.
We are set here. So I did tell you that we would take care of the unable 290 on our descent. So let's go look at our descent here. Here's why. So we got to do /280
all your items are put away so that the aisle
execute that, and that will allow us to then.
If you're in an emergency
We got 290 here, so we need to actually do that. It was 290. So slash
back in front of you. If you're not able to comply with these actions, please let a flight attendant know, so that way you
can
can
execute that, and now we will be able to meet our speed restrictions along the way.
But we ask that once we depart from the gate, you put away
We're going to probably cruise at a 0.80 while we're on route today as well, so we'll set that. That will change that here to 0.80 for the descent /290, and we will climb at 292 knots, or decimal 772, Mach 772. All right, the box is set up, and we should be getting close to ready to be loaded up here. So let's go back to the upper panel, and let's take care of a few things here. So working our way left side down, we can get our yaw damper to the on position. We'll get our fuel pumps coming to the on position, and we're still on ground power, so that part is correct, and we will go ahead and get our windshield heats turned on here. We'll get our probe heats after start. We've already got our electric 1 and 2 pumps on. And we need trim air is on, and recirculation fans. Everything here is set correctly. APU bleed's currently off. Isolation valve is open, and packs are off. And cruise altitude was 350, so we'll go ahead and set that up. All right, there's 350, and just for curiosity's sake here, destination airport, 341 feet. So we'll set that to 350 for our landing out elevation. All right, that is set. All right, let's go ahead and get our APU fired up here. All right, luggage and all is finished loading. So we're getting the APU fired up here. We'll sit back here and pick up a few sounds and see if we can't enjoy the startup sounds of the APU here. Expected departure time by PACX is in 15 minutes. We may be a little bit ahead of schedule and push back from the gate before then. And we're starting to see the exhaust fumes coming out of the rear here. I'm starting to hear the APU whine a little bit. Liking the sound of that. Okay. Take a look around here from inside the cockpit for just a minute. And we can hear all the passengers boarding here. And rear of the cabin here. That's a good look of the interior of the 737-900. Let's see if we can't scroll through here for you there. Take a little tour here. Flight attendant going to walk down the aisle and make sure everybody's situated as they're supposed to be here. It would be nice if they could actually simulate the passengers sitting in here in the overhead compartments being opened and closed. But anyway, and first class here. Can we go ahead and get our maybe a coffee and Bailey's here for a little pre-flight beverage? All right. And let's take a look on the up. Our APU now is available, so we're going to go on to the APU gen. APU is on. We'll go ahead and get our left side and right side packs on just keep for a little passenger comfort here. And we are going to call up GSX and go ahead and tell them they can disconnect the GPU. While we're doing that, let's jump over here to the PMDG menu real quick for our FS actions and ground services. And let's go ahead and release that ground power cart and remove the wheel chocks as well, which is going to trigger us to need our parking brakes set. So let's, oops. And that's a little, there we go. I had my rudder pedals were shown disconnected and parking brake is engaged. All right. Hopefully we're getting close to being boarded up here, and we'll get ourselves pushed back just as soon as our passengers are all boarded and seated. We've got our chocks already removed, so we are just waiting final boarding here. Get our in-flight entertainment center there showing today's date, February 16th. Oh, no, it's February 15th still, actually. So that says UTC Feb 16, but that's because real world ATC or real world UTC time is already 2:15 a.m., which is tomorrow. So I'm flying East Coast time, so it's about 8 p.m. right now, and we are rolled back 4 hours in the simulator, which would put us at 20:57, I believe, Zulu time in the sim. That is correct. Sim time is set to 20:57 Zulu, and you can also see that aligns with our clock right here, 20:57. So, all right, one thing we can do here, let's pull up ForeFlight real quick. Let's go here and verify our weather. Winds are 140 at 9, visibility 7, broken 1,300, overcast 2,200. Temperatures currently 22 degrees Celsius. Altimeter is 2976. So let's go ahead and dial in 2976. And let's get that off here. And 2976 is set. So should be good there. And if we can expedite the boarding, we'll get ourselves pushed back here. Let's do a quick little turn down here of the cabin. Things are looking good here. And we do, I tell you what we need, we're going to need a squawk code. So we're going to go ahead and set our squawk to 200-2000 for now, because we don't have ATC on with Vatsim and we haven't been given a code, but we will go ahead and enable this TARA for the time being. And I will pull up our Sim Toolkit Pro, and we can take a look at where we are. And looks like we're going to pick up Memphis Center along the way, so we get a little ATC into there. So all right, shouldn't be long now.
From the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. Welcome on board our flight. We'll be departing soon and we're aiming for a smooth flight. Thanks for flying and we'll keep you informed of any changes as they happen.
Alright, so for push here, we're going to want our tail to the left and nose to the right. Got Spirit over on the other side there, as you can see here. See another few United tails along the way on the other side of the airport.
Are we almost done boarding back there?
We're still boarding. Let us know.
Alright, it says about 2 minutes left for boarding, and then we will go ahead and get ourselves pushed out of here. We could expedite boarding a little
We're
bit.
ready up here if we can finish the boarding process a bit sooner.
We'll see what we can do. No promises.
No promises from the flight crew, huh? Alright, APU is on. We are yaw damper set and on. We should be here on the APU. Ground power has been disconnected. Window heat is on. Probe heat is not on. And packs will need to go off before engines start. And fuel pumps are already in the on position. Logo and position lights also in the on position. And we will go ahead and get our anti-collision light on, get the beacon light on, let them know we're getting ready to start pushing here momentarily.
We're ready to go when you are.
All right, we have finished up our boarding here, so let's hit GSX Pro here, and let's go ahead and prepare for pushback and departure. We will double click this and we will verify our doors. We'll go ahead and close that front cabin door there.
Good afternoon,
Jetway's
ladies
pushing
and
back.
gentlemen, and welcome aboard flight 4155 with service to Tennessee. Our flight time will be roughly
Hello,
1 hour
We are
and
ready for
7
pushback.
minutes. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are now shut down and stowed. Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all tray tables and seat backs are in a full upright and locked position for departure. Flight attendants, please prepare cabin for departure and cross-check.
All right, flight attendants are getting the cabin ready now.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Test, test.
At 5x5.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead and set 22.8 here since we don't have ATC online. All right, 22.8 is set.
Locking gear.
We appear to be the only one on Vatsim down in this way, so lucky us. All right, we want to go nose to the right and tail to the left.
Release parking brakes.
All right, let's go ahead and get ourselves going here. Parking brakes can be released.
Commencing push. All
right.
engines clear.
Engines
Started
are
wheel.
clear. All right, so we're going to go left packs off, right packs off. Isolation valve is still open, and the APU bleed is on. And we will go ahead and turn right side, turning 2. We should be able to start hearing things fire up.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the screen for an important safety demonstration. Thank you for flying with us.
Over 85 years ago, United Airlines started by carrying the mail.
Here we go.
carried packages long before we carried people, so we really know the cargo business.
We move
Fuel
about
on who?
1.2 billion with a B pounds of cargo every year. ship all types of products around the world. We've got asparagus from Peru, mangoes from Mexico.
Seafood and cut flowers. We roll out the red carpet, so to speak, for the Emmys and Oscars. We move quite a lot of interesting things on the airline.
We fly over 100,000 pets a year.
Anywhere from A to Z, aardvarks to zebras, but we really focus on the C to D, cats and dogs.
PetSafe is a specially designed program for the safe and comfortable transportation of animals. We have trained agents to transport the animals to and from the aircraft in temperature-controlled vehicles.
We also have refrigerated units for some of our temperature-controlled products, pharmaceuticals, vaccines, medicine supplies. Because we have the world's largest route
turn that
network,
volume down
we can
just a
ship
little bit.
cargo pretty much anywhere in the world, and we can do it very quickly.
Right,
Not
let's
just
go ahead and
next
turn
day,
left
but
side,
same
turning
day,
one.
faster and fresher. That's what we do.
Parking brake.
Welcome aboard, and thanks for flying with us.
Parking brake is set, and we have rotation.
Welcome aboard.
Engine start.
Bienvenidos a bordo.
Benvenuti a bordo.
Welcome aboard, and thank you for flying United today.
And here comes
We
fuel on
appreciate
one.
your attention as we demonstrate the safety features of this aircraft. Please make sure your phone and all electronics are switched off and stowed. Whenever the seatbelt sign is on, your seatbelt should be fastened low and tight across your lap.
Go ahead and get our flap set.
To
Flaps
fasten,
5
slide the
coming
metal
in.
end into the buckle. Tighten by pulling the loose end of the strap. Lift the buckle to release. We suggest you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times, even when the seatbelt sign is off. If you're seated in an exit row, you may be required to assist the crew in an emergency. If you cannot
flaps
perform
are
the
set.
functions described on the safety card,
We'll get our
please ask the flight
RTO, auto
attendant
brake
to be
set to
reseated.
RTO.
This 737 is equipped with 4 exit doors, 2 on each side of the aircraft. When opened, slides will automatically inflate. There are also 4 window exits over the wings, which can be opened by removing the cover and pulling down on the marked handle. During a water landing, do not use the exits in the rear of the aircraft unless advised by a crew member.
Right,
Slides
go ahead and
detach
start
from the
the clock.
aircraft and serve as extra flotation devices. You'll also find rafts in marked
And we are
compartments.
away from the gate
Some
with engine
aircraft
start
include
about
an additional
just
raft.
under 2 minutes ahead of time.
If you must evacuate the aircraft,
All right.
leave all
Go ahead and
carry-on
get our
bags
taxi
behind.
light on.
Exit path lights will illuminate and guide you to the exits.
And we'll go ahead
Each
and
of the
get
8
our
exits
Gen
is
1,
marked with an overhead sign.
Gen 2,
Please look around now and
PAX
locate
1,
the 2 exits
PAX
nearest
2,
your seat. The
isolation
closest
valve to
exit may be
auto,
behind you.
APU bleed off,
If
and
necessary,
APU
an oxygen mask will
itself
drop
is now
from above
off.
your seat. Firmly pull the mask to extend the plastic tubing
And
and
we
start
will
the
go
flow of oxygen.
Gen 1.
Place over your nose and mouth.
And we'll
Slip
go
the
pro
elastic
heat
band
left
over
and
your
right.
head and tighten the straps. The bag
Alright,
may
we're
not
ready.
inflate while oxygen is flowing. Make sure your mask is secure before helping others. You'll find a life vest under or near your
Alright,
seat.
that's GSX
When
not complete.
directed, pull the tab
Confirm
to
good
remove
engine
the
start
pouch.
would be the
Tear it
problem
open,
here.
remove, and unfold the vest. Slip it over your head. Wrap the belt around your waist and secure it to the buckle in front. Pull the loose end to tighten. Inflate your vest just prior to exiting the aircraft by pulling down sharply on the red tab. You can also inflate by blowing into the tube at shoulder level. Smoking is not allowed on this aircraft. It is against the law to tamper with, disable, or destroy lavatory smoke detectors. For your safety, you must follow the instructions of our crew members and obey posted and lighted signs. We'll be taking off soon. Your tray table, carry-on items, headrest, and footrest should be stowed. Make sure your seat back is
flaps are
upright
set
and that
and
your
indicated.
seatbelt is securely fastened. Please review the safety card located near your seat. If you have any questions, please ask your crew.
Thank you for flying United.
Contact disconnected.
Daniel,
Bypass pin
vielen
removed.
Dank, dass Sie heute mit uns geflogen sind. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Left is clear. Right is clear.
Thanks again, and enjoy your flight.
All right. Now we're clear, so we'll get the parking brakes released here. While we're trying to get started taxiing out here, let's go ahead and pull up Navigraph here. We'll unload here and import from SimBrief AD to Memphis. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look here. So we're going off a 1-5 left, so we're going to make a right-hand turn here. And we're going to take Romeo Bravo all the way over to Whiskey Echo, and then right down to the runways here. So let's close this up and take a look. I think we're going to go right here. And show plate here in for flight airport diagram. All right, we'll make the right-hand turn here. And here we go. We are on our journey outward. Let's go ahead and get some runway turn-off lights on as well, just to have a little extra lighting here. All right, 2976 barometric pressure is set. We are off the gate a little bit early. And we are going to take a little bit of a right here. We'll take Romeo Bravo cross to Whiskey Foxtrot. Really like the improved ground nose wheel steering, and the PMDG since this last update it is much improved. Overshot that turn just a little bit. Bring it back here. It's hard to drive and look out the side mirrors, isn't it? All right, here we go. All right. So Romeo Bravo, we'll take a little jog to the left, and then we'll go right back to the right here. You can already see the taxi markers there. So we will follow that on out here. And here comes our left. Takes just a little bit of pressure on the nose wheel steering to get her turning. She comes right on around. All right, there we are on center line. Let's see how good we do. Let's judge. Oh, we did pretty good, if I might say so myself. All right. So we are nearing the end of Romeo Bravo here, and we are going to Whiskey Bravo. So what are we going to do here? We may take Whiskey Foxtrot and a ride on Whiskey Alpha then. We'll take a look here. So we come up here and see what things look like. Again, if you're just joining with us, we are rocking a little FSLTL traffic injection as well as Vatsim tonight. Currently, not a lot happening down in Houston. We are at George Bush Intercontinental currently. And we are pretty much it that's here via Vatsim, but with FSLTL we have some actual traffic flying around here, so that's kind of nice. Alright, so we are going to make our left here, Whiskey Foxtrot, with a immediate right back onto Whiskey Alpha here in just a moment. You look out the window there to the left, Whiskey Foxtrot is designated, Whiskey Alpha to the right, so that's what we're going to take. So at least we know the runway markings are correct and line up with what ForeFlight shows. If you want to see what ForeFlight's showing me right now, here you go. And you'll see us making our turn here. Onto Whiskey Alpha. And we're going to take this right down for 15 left for our departure as we depart George Bush this evening. On our way up to Memphis. Alright, let's get ForeFlight off the screen there for you. Alright, we're going to take Whiskey Alpha up here. We're almost here for our departure. Alright, get things checked out and make sure we're ready for departure, and we'll be on our way. We're going to line up at Whiskey Victor, which will be our first turn to the left here in just a moment. We won't go all the way down to Whiskey Whiskey. All right, let's go ahead and add a little bit of brake here, slow us down just a little bit. And we're going to stop her short here, 1-5 left. We're going to set the parking brake. We'll take a look on the outside real quick, just to get a feel for everything. Looks like we got a Spirit Airlines over there, a couple of Uniteds, and we're short of 1-5 left. Alright, let's go inside, and let's take a look at the upper panel here. So we are going to need landing lights to the on position, continuous relight on, and we're going to need our strobes lights coming to the on position. And flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for takeoff. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for takeoff.
Okay.
Alright, so George Bush Intercontinental, United 4155 will be lining up, runway 15 left, George Bush. Alright, parking brake is off. Auto throttles are engaged. We have LNAV, VNAV set. We have flap set and indicated, and we have our lights, strobes, and everything are in the on position. Continuous relight. So here we go. We are lining ourselves up. Runway looks clear. Final still clear. Not hearing anything on the radios. So
Approaching runway 15 left. Entered runway 15 left. 11,700 feet remaining.
just the line up here. And George Bush. Traffic United 4155, be departing runway 15 left. George Bush. Alright, let's pull them up 50. Take a little bit of a rolling start here. Alright, and Toga. A little bit of forward pressure now on the yoke. And
Airspeed's alive.
airspeed's alive, we're out. Alright. Head tracking on.
80 knots.
80 knots. Forward pressure is released. Coming up to our V1 and VR. Alright, there's rotation speed. We're off. Got to have a gentle pullback on the stick for the 900 ER. Alright, gear's coming up. She's kind of a long, so she is subject to tail strikes if you're not careful. Alright, we'll nose her down just a little bit here and gain a little speed. Alright, let's take a look out the right side. Love that. Alright, let's get our nose back down and get her on course here. Alright, there's flaps 1. Flaps coming in. And flaps in the up position. Alright, we're aiming for 230 knots in magenta there on the now 250. Alright, let's go ahead and get autopilot set, and we'll go ahead and go light level change. We'll make that hold at 250 as we climb on up to 16,000 for now. And let's take a look at where we are here in our flight plan. We're on vectors and we need nitty, so let's see what we got here. We're gonna need to make a left turn, so let's go with heading select. We're gonna vector ourselves here. So let's go with a left turn to 360. Heading select 360. Here we come. Get ourselves turned to the north. We are already up above the clouds here. All right, let's get our gear in the lock position, RTO off. All right, we're passing through 6,500 on our way to 16,000. Current heading 360. So we're slowly making our turn here to the left, and I did accidentally turn the bank angle. All right, you can see here on our ND that Nittany or Nicky is just ahead of us here. So this is our heading of 360, and just a little bit further to the left there would get us on track. So we could probably roll our heading on over this direction just a little bit. There we are for a good, nice intercept to 340. All right, there's 10,000. Let's go ahead and get our lights off. And continuous relight off.
Passing through 10,000 feet. You can now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. As a reminder, please
and let's go direct Nittany.
Nicky.
And execute that autopilot panel, and we will go with LNAV now.
Connect to the Wi-Fi, you will be required to pay a small fee.
And let's go ahead and roll our altitude up to 350.
Connect to the Wi-Fi to find out more information.
Alright, there's 350 set, and we'll go ahead and engage VNAV now. And the plane will then pitch down and gain a little bit of airspeed here. We're currently climbing at 250, but that's going to pitch down We're going to aim for that 292 number, and then we'll continue our climb on up to 350, and we are direct Nickney, or whatever, however you pronounce that waypoint. So, all right. Take a look on the outside here at our airplane. Expected arrival is 50 minutes from now. We've been airborne for just over 5. And one thing I noticed I forgot was to reset our clock. This is a bad habit. I should have punched the clock here as we were pressing toga to take off, but we'll do that on the next flight. So here we go. Let's take a look at our in-flight entertainment center system here. You can see our flight United 4155 to Memphis, and it is currently not yielding our ground speed and altitude, but I think that will start to pick up here shortly, so we will see. Alright, here's what our departure looks like out of Houston so far. We took off runway heading and we made a left-hand turn to the north, and we just intercepted our route at Kentucky, maybe is how that waypoint would be, KNTKY, so maybe that's Kentucky. We're still in the Bravo airspace. Actually, we're above the Bravo here right now. Bravo in this shelf is 2,000 to 10,000. As we get into the outer shelf, it's 3,000 to 10,000. So we're well above the Bravo now, and getting as we fly out of the Houston area, we'll fly north into Arkansas and to El Dorado. We'll come across Louisiana as well into the southern part of Arkansas, and then we're going to jump over to the east coast of Arkansas and ride right up the Mississippi River and into Memphis, Tennessee. Which just so happens to be my home area where I grew up, or really close to there anyway. Alright, so we're showing 16,500 on our overlay for the live stream, and we're indicated 16. We're 16 forward now. But we'll be changing over to standard pressure here momentarily as we cross through 18,000.
Climbing through transition altitude.
All right, there's our transition altitude. So let's go right up here and get our standard pressure set. And that will adjust us to 18,001 to 18,002. So it's much closer to our live stream overlay there, which is being brought to you and provided by Fly Live Dashboard. Just a pretty great product in and of itself as well. I'm enjoying that. And we now have ground speed showing of 437 knots, and that shows within 1 knot of what my iPad is showing in ForeFlight. Current altitude 19,789 there. That's what we were just passing through as we went into there. Right, so here we go, 19.9 on our way to 350. Let's go ahead and roll this out, get a little more distance on the PFD here, and let's scroll over here and get a little more distance on our flight plan so we can see a little bit ahead of us. And that's going to be our top of descent marker here, which is way on out there. I've got it on about 320 mile. I've got it rode way out on the distance here. Zoom over here and see what our first officer's view looks like, and you can see the range ring here about 80 miles from our top of climb currently, and we are direct music. And the view here from the first officer's seat. Let's go ahead and get some shades up. It would be kind of fun to do a shared cockpit someday. And I really can't wait for PMDG to fill this space in with a EFB. I just truly think that'll make this plane fantastic in my eyes. Man, that's a pretty shot, isn't it? Looking out that window over the wing. And let's go ahead and get a wing view here too. Very nice. See how our buddy back here in first class is doing this evening. How are they doing on the drink service? Hopefully good. And everybody else here back in the cabin. And we got the galley back here in the rear with a couple of restrooms back here if anybody needs them. And let's go ahead and get some shades up here on our side as well. So we'll go ahead and pull that up and pull this in. Get a little sunblock going on here. Alright, take a look at our cruise here. And descent. We're 248 miles from our top of descent. And once we get up there, we'll go get our forecasted winds brought into the sim. Let's see if we can't. Get our VNAV set up then for the descent in. Vatsim map. Let's see what we got here. 904155 there. We see us there. So let's pull, in case any of you want to see what we're looking at here. We are looking at Sim Toolkit Pro right now, and then I have a tab for Simaware set up inside of here where I can actually see the ATC that's online. I can see other players here flying on Vatsim. Can even click on this and get a little information here. So this shows our United Airlines 4155 from Houston over to Memphis. Current altitude just shy of 26,000. That's when it last updated. And we're currently a little higher than that, and a ground speed of about 494. Currently with the tailwind, looks to me like yeah, let's turn this off here. Looks to me like we have a 72 knot tailwind here, and we are about 513 knots over the ground, so that's pretty good coverage there. So back over here to Sim Toolkit Pro for a minute. So that's us on the radar here. We can kind of get an update of where we are here. Some cool things with Sim Toolkit Pro. OFPs can be viewed typically, although once we're already airborne, I'm not sure why it's not opening up here. So I have a couple other things set up. I have a digital ATIS page, so I can pretty much look at all the larger airports in the country. So here was our live. This is real world digital ATIS. Looks like that's IAD, so we took out an IAH. So real world simultaneous approaches in use. Departing runways 15 left and 15 right. We just took off of 15 left just now, and we'll take a look at Memphis because that's where we're flying into. And here's Memphis. Currently it is Winds are 130 at 5, 10-mile visibility, broken 4,100, broken 5,000, overcast 6,000. Temperatures 20 out, and dew point 17, altimeter 2988, and ILS approaches are in use, expecting 18 left and 18 right, and departures are 18 right, center, and left. So I think I plugged this in for 18 center, but we'll reconfigure there for 18 left there as we get going on over to Memphis. Some other things, I have my SimBrief set up here where I can actually configure SimBrief. We have windy, so this will give you a real-world look at what the winds aloft are doing. I use SkyVector sometime when flying GA aircrafts, and this is a good planning tool there. And then clear, we have Navigraph as well, so let's go ahead and get Navigraph brought in here and keep it current so we can look at Navigraph in Sim Toolkit Pro, or you can do it through the Microsoft Flight menu. But a lot of times I actually really do like this. So here we can go ahead and pull up our arrival plate into Memphis. And let's do this with an overlay so you can just kind of see what we got here. So we're going to come in. There's Faye. El Dorado is actually right here, which is what's... So El Dorado is back here, but El Dorado is listed here on the chart here with 115.5. So we'll fly on in here. So here's some things we can look at our restrictions and check the box here. So we got Holbrook 280 knots at flight level 230, below 230. We got Tammy at 280 knots between 14 and 16,000, and Jamia 250 knots between 10 and 12, and Twickle between 9 and 11. And then we're going to Simbi 210 between 8 and 10. And then if we're landing south, then we are expecting to land south tonight on 18 left or right. We should be at 4,000 at skis at our last, so that should be 210 and 4,000 is roughly what we're going to be. So we'll be skis at 4,000. All right, so let's remove Sim Toolkit Pro overlay and let's go look at the box here, just to see how that all compares. So here's our Holbrook at 280 below flight level 230. Tammy 280 between 14 and 16, and Jamia between 10 and 12 at 250. Twickle was no speed restrictions. Sinbad, here we go, or Simbi 210 at 8,000 and 10,000. And there's our skis at 4,000 and our 210. And from there we're vectors into the ILS. So let's go ahead and take a look at our arrival. And here we had set, let's plan for 18 left actually. And we already on, and let's execute that and take a look at our legs now. And let's just make sure nothing really got screwed up. There's still skis, and then Reese, right? So now if we want to, what we'll do here now is go into ForeFlight, and we're showing our Holbrook 3 into Memphis. We'll go procedure, and we'll go ahead and do our approach, and we will go for 18 left. And you see Reese right here, so we go ahead and plug that in and add to route. And now what you get is this picture. So here's our Twickle, and there's Simbi, that's our 4,000. And then from there we're going to go Bowen, and then there's skis. So, skis is our 4,000. And then we're going to make the right-hand turn onto base. So we'll fly the long downwind here at Memphis. Then we'll make a right-hand turn, right base, and then a right turn onto final and intercept the ILS at Reese. So that's all looking pretty good. Pretty happy with that. And from here, let's see where we are. So there's our 1,000 to go. So there's 340 on our way to 350. And we can play around a little bit here with PACX. And ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We are just about to level off at cruise altitude 350 for our flight up to Memphis this afternoon. We hope you enjoy your flight. If you need anything, grab one of our lovely flight attendants. They'll be happy to get you a drink here on board. And we'll turn the seatbelt sign off here and let you enjoy, let you roam around the cabin freely if need be. And we will get back in touch with you as we descend into Memphis. And as always, thanks for flying United. All right, so let's go ahead and turn our seatbelt signs, which should have been in the off position, but our own position already. But we'll go ahead and call that a public address and hit.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We are just about to level off at cruise altitude.
Neat feature of PAC-X there is you can actually record and play it back with your own voice.
Enjoy your flight. If you need anything, grab one of our lovely flight attendants. They'll be happy to get you a drink here on board. And we'll turn the seatbelt sign off here and let you enjoy, let you roam around the cabin freely if need be. And we will get back in touch with you as we descend into Memphis. And as always, thanks for flying United.
Pretty neat feature as well. And you just can't beat the view from Microsoft Flight Simulator looking down from through the clouds in the sky, can you? Contrails back here. So we will pick up Memphis Center along the way, which is 33,650. So let's go ahead and 33,650. Go ahead and listen in on that a little early. And also one thing else we could do is get our heading bug aligned up here. So heading bug is now aligned. And we are cruising at 350 and cruise set here, decimal 80, decimal 80 set, and our descent here will be at 80/290, 162 miles from our top of descent.
10 minutes or something like that. So I do want you to check with me or Unicom when you decide to taxi out. But expect a pre-departure clearance to get you a good squawk. South of 690, turn right, heading 180, join the runway 20 right localizer. Southwest 690, register. The airport will be at your 11 to correction 1 to 12 to 1 o'clock and 8 miles. Let me know if pick field up. Southwest 690, clear visual approach runway 20 right. Delta 3315, let's up your altitude, climb and maintain flight level 310. We'll show that for the final flight level 310. Southwest 690, wind 150 at 10, runway 20 right, clear to land. Southwest 2484, just to verify your beacon code's 1310, is that what you're showing? Please. Southwest 2484, runway 20 center, line up and wait. Traffic's on short file, runway 20 right. Delta 33, B15, contact the Atlanta Center now, 132.907. Have a good night.
Center FedEx 66 Heavy with uniform, FedEx Ramp 455 ready to taxi.
FedEx 66 Heavy, thank you for uniform, runway 18 center. Taxi via Victor Bravo, cross runway 27.
Victor Bravo cross 27, FedEx 66 Heavy.
Southwest 2484, wind 150 at 10, runway 20 center, fly runway heading, clear for takeoff. Southwest 690, quick stop there. You can make your left turn at Kilo, taxi to the ramp via Kilo, Tango 3, Tango 4, cross runway 31. Yes, sir, can. Make that left turn there at Kilo, taxi to the ramp via Kilo, Tango 3, Tango 4, cross runway 31.
Memphis Center, good evening, Prime Air 4211. We have uniform for Memphis with you, flight level 350.
Yep. Southwest 690, it's a left turn there off the runway. Make a left turn. Yes, sir. Left turn to join Tango 3 or Tango 3 there, and then you'll cross the runway and join Tango 4 straight to the ramp. Southwest 2484 radar, contact, climb and maintain 15,000, turn right, heading 360. It's a right turn, it looks like you're on a left turn there, but turn to the right, heading 360.
believe that was Primary calling in. The center will only be online for a few more minutes, yes, sir, but we can take you for a couple minutes. Primary 2411, squawk 2720.
2720, Primary 4211.
Primary 4211 radar. Contact 14 miles south of Harrison.
Roger that. Thanks, Primary 4211.
Primary 4211, pilot's discretion to center maintain flight level 240.
240, my discretion, Primary 4211.
FedEx 66 Heavy, 1418 center, ready for takeoff. Yes, sir, FedEx 66 Heavy, wind 150 at 10, RNAV ribs, runway 18 center, cleared for takeoff. RNAV ribs, 18 center, clear takeoff, thank you, FedEx. Southwest 2484, or clear direct Sarah. Clear direct Sarah, Southwest 2484. Delta 11. 97, descend and maintain flight level 330. Descend and maintain flight level 330.
Memphis Center, good evening, Walker 3235, flight level 380, 40 miles northwest of Piedmont Muni.
All right, we are back.
Walker,
Apologies for that. We stepped away.
3235. Shortly, squawk 7411.
We stepped away for a minute. We're 61 miles from our top of descent, and are we in Memphis airspace yet? That's what we need to check.
You're going direct to Sarah. It looks like
You're right in the edge of it, so we need to figure out where we are. And we are going to do that with the help of ForeFlight. So there's El Dorado, ELD, so that is ELD. Alright, so let's turn that off and go right here to our fix at ELD. And we are 12 miles northeast of El Dorado VOR. And Memphis Center, United 4155.
Walker 3235, your radar contact 91 miles northwest of Flippin. FedEx 66 Heavy radar contact, climb and maintain 16,000. 16,000, FedEx 67. United 4155, the centers, we're literally closing here just in moments. If you would just remain with Unicom. Did you have a different question?
No, affirm. I was just going to check in with you and let you know where we were, but since you're going offline, we'll just stay on Unicom 4155. Thank you.
Yes, sir. We appreciate that. We're going to begin the closing process here, just literally momentarily. The Memphis altimeter is 2988, and they are landing to the south.
2988 and landing to the south, 4155. You have a good evening.
Yes, sir. You too.
All right, so we are not going to pick up ATC coming into Memphis like we had hoped.
Flight 2106.
But you can see our top of descent here, just outside of 40 miles here on the ring, and we will go to our descent page here, 43 miles. So that's all lining up just as expected. Alright, we're showing traffic. That's going to be FSLTL traffic most likely. There you can see it passing close to us.
11, the remainder of your descent and arrival will be with Unicom. At this time, radar is terminated. Frequency change to advisories is approved.
122 to Small 8, thanks, and have a great evening. Take care, buddy. Prime Air 4211.
Good night, sir.
Increase climb. Increase climb.
Oh, there he is, right in front of us there.
Clear of conflict.
Southwest 2480, the remainder of your climb out will be with Unicom. I am showing a potential target that's coming down out of the Indianapolis area. They're currently offline, and he's also going over Bowling Green Landing, Memphis. It looks like he might be at a wrong altitude of 330 as well, so use caution on that. Let me take another quick look. You guys will be close to each other in about the next 4 minutes and 30 seconds or so. So 4.5 minutes. Use caution for another.
Let's take a look at our charts here real quick. So we've got our arrival, and we're going to need Memphis, and we're going to need an approach here. We're going to go ILS 18 left, so we'll go ahead and plan for that. And let's take a look at that chart here. So 18 left is going to be 111.15 and a 180 course. So 111.15. So let's go ahead and get that set.
The immediate area at this time radar is terminated. Frequency
change. 111.15. 111. 15.
Thank you.
And 111.15 and set. And we're going to go 18.
Destination ATIS is 127.75.
I don't remember if we were 183 or if we were 18.
X66 heavy, climb and maintain flight level 330. Up to 330.
We were 180.
And FedEx 66 heavy, at this time I'm going to terminate you with radar. You're a little too far away for Atlanta to pick you up. If you would, about the next 100 miles as you approach close to the Muscle Shoals area, attempt Atlanta Center, frequency 132.907.
Right, we're 18 miles from top of descent.
Change to Unicom is approved. Have a good day.
Also, you call contact Atlanta Center. Thanks to ATC. A good night. FedEx 66 heavy.
Just take a look at our charts here like this. And the Holbrook 3, I believe we needed, was it 4,000 or 6,000 was our bottom altitude? We need 4,000.
Aircraft time now 01580. The Memphis Center is closed and the aircraft that are on the frequency radar services have been terminated. And frequency change to Unicom is approved. Memphis 15010, altimeter 3001. Good night all.
Alright, 4,000 set. We see top of descent here coming up on our ND. Navigational display. And 10 miles showing now. So we have already set 4,000 on the autopilot panel on the MCP. And the plane will start its descent automatically. And we get to listen to the engines roll back. Here comes the rollback. Oh, what a lovely sound. The deep rumble. Alright, there's our descent on our way down. 330 now on our way down to 4,000. 4,000 set in the upper right hand corner in magenta. Decibel 80 set on the top left in magenta. That's our
sync rate. Sync
speed.
rate.
And we are descending quite speedily right now. But we will let VNAV keep doing VNAV things, and there it goes, slowing up just a little bit. Let's go ahead and auto brake set to 2. ILS 1111.15 is set 2 times. 180 is set, and let's go ahead real quick, and that's set up for 18 left. Let's go ahead and put 18 center in the box on standby, just because, well, we can. So we'll take the ILS. So we got 18 left here and 18 center here, so we can go hide that, and here's 18 center now, which is 111.95. So let's go ahead and set 111.95, and there we go. We're in standby, so we can easily go to 18 center with the push of a button. 111.95, 180. So that pretty handy. Just like to be prepared, especially if you're on Vatsim and you're flying live ATC. Sometimes you never know if it's good. If it's a busy event, you don't know if they could just swap you out on another runway really quickly. So if you're prepped for an ILS, it doesn't hurt with parallel running runways to have a couple of different frequencies programmed, because odds are you're going to be coming down on the same star and the same arrival. There's some few exceptions there. I mean, I think of Atlanta when you're coming in there, which side of the airport you're going to fly the downwind, depending on which runway in particular. But it's just good to have those backup plans handy in case ATC throws you a curveball. It would be really easy for me, without even reprogramming the box, to go from 18 left to 18 center. Literally, all I need to do is pop that button, and now it's set as the primary frequency, and they're going to give us vectors onto the ILS regardless. So by the time we're on the downwind, they're going to be giving us heading vectors. We're going to turn and intercept the ILS on their direction. So pretty easy to make that switch on the fly. So it's kind of a handy little feature. Trick I use. I don't know if anybody else uses it, but it's what I do. And here is our in-flight entertainment center, now showing progress of United 4155 into Memphis. And you can see we are not that far out of Memphis. We're just to the southwest. Currently east of Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Getting ourselves over toward the Mississippi River as we'll descend down into Memphis here. So, all right, we'll get rid of the in-flight entertainment center here. Again, that is part of PACX. And let's get our seatbelt signs turned back on here. And ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We've begun our descent into the Memphis area, and we're going to go ahead and turn the seatbelt signs back on this evening. We thank you for flying United, and if the flight attendants could, please prepare the cabin for arrival into Memphis.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We've begun our descent into the Memphis area, and we're going to go ahead and turn the seatbelt signs back on this evening. We thank you for flying United, and if the flight attendants could, please prepare the cabin for arrival into Memphis.
So we're 57 minutes from pushback. We've been in the air about 45 minutes currently. Expected arrival here, according to PACX, there in about 11 minutes. So we should be arriving just a little bit ahead of schedule. Take a look at our sim time is currently 22:05 Zulu. And real world Zulu time is 0205, so just after about 5 minutes after 2 a.m. and scheduled arrival at about 2:12 a.m. Zulu. So showing just under 10 minutes there for that expected arrival. So I believe we're pretty much on par here for getting into Memphis in under an hour. It'll be right close to an hour. Do 18,000. Let's go ahead real quick here and take a look at our Memphis altimeter. We should already have that
Transition
preset.
altitude. Nearest altimeter
2987. 2987 is what's real in Memphis, so we'll go ahead and go off standard. There's 2987. Alright, and let's go ahead and get the shades down here as we get ready to come into Memphis. Want those up. Go ahead and get our view unrestricted here. Sure. Through 16,000. We got 280 knots indicated here in magenta. We're just a little bit over that. And let's go ahead and pull in just a little bit of speed brakes here. Alright, go ahead and get rid of the speed brakes. Again, we got our auto brake set to auto brake 2 for our landing. Got our ILS frequencies tuned. We got our course set, and we are descending through 14,000. And that seems to be okay at Madden. And next thing we need to do is cross Jamia between 12 and 10. So between 10 and 12,000. Keep an eye on that. And here's Jamaica right here, and there's your. Yep, so we're in pretty good shape. And there is a 250 knot speed restriction there, so we'll be slowing from 280 to 250. through 12,000. And here we come up to, we're 3 miles from Jamia, where we're supposed to be between 12 and 10. So there's 12 right here. I think we're in pretty good shape with VNAV so far. So here comes up 10,000. So let's go ahead and get up top here. Lights coming on. And taxi lights and continuous relight is also set.
We have begun our final descent into Tennessee. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in the full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you. Please complete all Wi-Fi related tasks and stow any larger electronics.
And here comes our left turn into the downwind there from Memphis. How cool is that? Through 9,000 now. We are on the downwind leg here. Let's go ahead and get our heading bug lined up here. We are pretty soon we'll be doing our radar vectors. And we will go 22.8. And Memphis traffic, United 4155. We are on a right downwind for runway 18 left. Memphis traffic. And correction, Memphis traffic, United 4155. We're currently 9,000. We are on a right downwind. I'm going to correct that and make that runway 18 center for arrival into Memphis. Through 9,000 now, right downwind, 18 center, Memphis. All right, going to correct ourselves. We're going to go 18 center, so that's going to flip us here. 1195, 1195. Left side runway's just not worth it right now. It's too far onto the other side. We'll go into the center. We'll get a little shorter taxi, hopefully. So. Into the soup a little bit. And Bowen, then skis 4,000. And we will intercept the ILS then. We will change approach for 18 center. Put ourselves down to 4,000 and then 3,000. All right, we're 210 knots. We're going to go ahead and start bringing out just a little bit of flaps here. take a look at our inlet here. 30 flaps, 30 knot landing tonight. It's 144 plus 5, so we will be at 149. Drag required, it says. And we don't want that right now. I don't know why it's giving us 186 here, but we're going to go into speed mode. And we'll change. We'll stay at 210 knots for now. Take a right look out our right window here. Can't really see the ground currently. All right, let's go flight level down to 3,000. Alright, there's a break in the clouds. Can we actually see the runway here? I believe I saw a glimpse of the airport there. There's the airport right there, just off the engine. Got a glimpse of it for a minute. Alright, there's 5,000 descending 3,000. And we are 4 miles from skis, and at that point we would be on radar vectors. But we'll start our base turn there at skis as well. Go ahead and set flaps 5. Oops. Flaps 5 is set. 210 knots. There's the Mississippi River right below us. The airport just behind us there. All right, 3,900. On our way to 3,000. All right, let's go ahead and go to heading select, and we'll go ahead and turn our right base. 090. And Memphis traffic, United 4155. Right downwind to right base for runway 18 center, Memphis. Alright, we're going to go ahead and bring her back to 200 knots here.
Class Delta below in 5.4 miles.
You can see there's our base, and we're going to go ahead and get ourselves prepped here for the right-hand turn. So we're going to make right turn. Oops, 1,000. That's the wrong one here. So we're going to go right turn. 150. And Memphis traffic, United 4155. Right base into final for runway 18 center, Memphis. Alright, let's hit VOR localizer set and armed. So you can see here VOR lock here is engaged. It is armed, but it is not currently active. And we are 111.95. And that should go green here momentarily. We should grab the localizer. 144 plus 5, 149. And we have the field inside here in front of us. We just engaged our replay. Hopefully things won't freeze up on us here too much. There we go. All right, there's the ILS capture, and you can see now that that has turned green. Go autopilot mode here, and we will go to approach mode here, armed. And we will start to dial the speed back here slowly. Go ahead and bring her back to 190 here, and let's go ahead and bring in flaps 10. Got the glide slope here coming down. We will not drop our gear just yet, and we are not picking up a DME distance here from the runway, but we are not terribly far. And Memphis traffic, United 4155, ILS 18 center, Memphis. Got the Mississippi River winding off to our right there, and we are landing south into Memphis. We appreciate you joining us tonight. Hopefully the stream hasn't been too bad. For those of you that didn't get to join us live, maybe you'll enjoy watching the recording back later. It's been fun for me. And flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for please prepare for landing.
And flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for please prepare for landing.
Glide slope is starting to come down here, and let's go ahead and bring our speed back here, 180 knots. And it's coming down. Here is down, locked, and indicated. And let's go ahead and bring ourselves to flaps 15. And let's go ahead and start rolling some speed back here. There's 160. And we are aiming for 149 knots. 149 set. And flaps 25. Flaps 30. There's our final notch of flaps are in. All right. Looking good, looking good. And our first class cabin, hopefully you're finishing up your drinks. Here we go. 149 set, 150 indicated, and we need spoilers armed, and auto spoilers are armed. We are ready for ending. Alright. Go autopilot off, it's my airplane. And auto throttles are off, that's also mine. We will fly her down by hand here. Gus there.
1,000.
3 mile final runway 18 center. 500.
500. 400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 30.
Oh, she floated big time.
20. 10.
Smooth landing, but she floated. Don't know what caused that. I didn't really pull back, but she got a little floaty. All right, reversers are on. Airspeed's coming down. We'll get the manual brakes here. Try to get this turn off here. First thrust is disengaged, and we will try our best to
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tennessee.
make this turn
the
off.
local time is 4:26 p.m. and it's currently about 68 degrees Fahrenheit. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins as items may have shifted during the flight. We thank you for flying with us and we hope to see you again soon.
Alright, let's go here and let's get some landing lights in the off position. And let's go ahead and get our APU armed or started, and continuous relight can be off. Get our strobe light off as well. And APU did get into the start position there. And we'll go ahead and disarm our spoilers and bring up the speed brakes here. Alright, we'll go ahead and start our taxi back in here. And Memphis ground, United 4155. Taxi back to the terminal on Charlie, Memphis. All right. Let's bring her home here. We'll get her into the gate, and then we'll watch the replay back, see how we did on our landing. I think the landing was too terribly bad, just floated a little bit. So this is the Memphis scenery payware I picked up a few weeks ago. I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's much better than the default Memphis. So really don't remember who makes this right off the top of my head now, but I did pick this up. It was payware, but I think it was worth it. It does have the FedEx cargo areas simulated in here, so it'll be down on the I guess on the north side of the Memphis airport there. So you're looking out that front window, be up in this area up in here where the Memphis FedEx cargo ops are. So but we're gonna exit here on uniform, and we're gonna take ourselves into the gates. Unfortunately, I don't know exactly where Memphis or where United parks here in Memphis, but we are gonna make it our own here. believe we will take this spot right here. So we're going to pull it right up here and take that parking spot. And we're going to set the parking brakes here. And we are going to get ourselves set up. Flaps deployed there. And we're going to go ahead and disconnect from Vatsim. We are disconnected from Vatsim. We will put our lights all back on here. Set that back to continuous relight, and strobe will be set to on. And let's get the replay recording stopped. And then let's get the replay happening again here.
Here's B5. Positive ready to climb.
All right, we're going to pause that and roll it forward a little bit, and let's study on this landing a little bit. Oh, it started that all over. I forget that it does that. All right, we'll reload it one last time, and we'll try not to change the views in here for that. And our parking brake needs to be disengaged as well.
1,000.
Don't want to cause a crash there on final. And it did it once again when I changed that view, so we're going to have to quit that. And let's go to the outside of the plane. Changing those views it doesn't like too well. Apparently it's a key binding and flight control replay that's taking me back to the beginning every time I hit the... Alright. So what did we do here? There was the definite float there. Not a bad touchdown at all.
Runway 18 center.
All right, last time on the replay here. We were definitely a little bit long. We floated, but we'll get it right next time. Last 3 flights have had pretty smooth landings in this 737-900, so. Alright, so let's bring it all the way back here to where we were, and let's hit stop, and let's go ahead and disconnect here. And we can make sure our parking brake is now set, and we can make sure everything's cleaned up. And I believe we had the APU available, so let's go ahead and go APU gen on. And with that, we can go ahead and kill the engines. And let's get additional services. We'll go ahead and request the GPU. And we are going to be, we should be United, but we'll go ahead and just take this. And we will request, we'll operate the jetway. And ground actions here. Go ahead and set the chocks here and get our ground power connected here like this. That door open. And let's request the deboarding.
The boarding requested. Passengers deboarding starting.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Deboarding has begun, and our jetway did not connect for some reason. So why is that? Well, that's just a little bit irritating, but all right. Well, that's going to do it for tonight for me. We're going to call that a successful flight. Thank you for joining us as we flew from Houston, Texas up to Memphis, Tennessee in the Boeing 737-900. Hopefully the flight was entertaining. Hopefully maybe you learned something, maybe you didn't. And I don't know, like and subscribe, and maybe you can catch another flight here with us soon. Until then, we'll see you. Take care.